There are so many lovely drives in the City of Trees. You can cruise north toward Bogus Basin beneath the leafy canopy that lines Harrison Boulevard. You can admire the stately homes along Warm Springs Avenue on your way to the Botanical Garden and Idaho Shakespeare Festival. You can marvel at the city stretched out below you from any number of streets skirting the Boise Bench. But no road transects Boise's urban present and rural past quite like Hill Road. More than a bucolic thoroughfare nestled against the foothills, Hill Road is a corridor linking residential and commercial reminders of Boise's agrarian heritage. Nurseries, local food producers, mini ranches and garden plots, all can be found along a road that is within just a few miles of a vibrant urban center. Traveling west along this byway, you come to 5600 Hill Road. For decades, the home of a Boise family with roots in Idaho's farming and ranching past, and now the future address of an enterprise that hopes to honor that past in a new way. Hill Road Gardens. The home of Dave Fix and his family, Hill Road Gardens is undergoing a transformation into a year-round but seasonally based venue for Treasure Valley families who want to enjoy the pleasures of picking locally grown produce, purchase handmade products from local artisans, and learn about seasonal and sustainable living.
And so I want to create a mix of fruit and vegetables and herbs and berries and things that come on at different times of the year so that people can come out here when things are on and pick whatever's on and not just get the produce but have the experience of picking the produce as well.
The goal of Dave and his family is to create a 1-acre, no-till urban farm, situated on the foothill terraces behind their main residence, complete with walkable access to produce gardens, fruit trees, and berry bushes, all designed for the pick-your-own experience on a site that in the long run will create a green and sustainable venue for public and private events.
In the years that we've been working to get this project off the ground, we started out doing a lot of work clearing the area, especially the area where we were going to plant the gardens, to get it ready for that. And we've also spent a lot of time in the lower landscaped areas and the picnic areas and areas that we hope at some point to do an event center where we can have both public and private events. We've done a lot of cleanup in those areas. And the old residence is a very unique facility, and it has some detached workshop buildings, or formerly detached workshop, now attached workshop buildings that are suitable to put a 500 square foot retail seasonal store. So our vision is not just to have people picking produce up on the gardens, but to also take the excess produce that we have and sell them from the retail store, and also to sell handmade consigned items and books and educational materials about seasonable living and sustainable living. The concept for this space is that we're going to have a seasonal store. And a seasonal store means we're not only going to just have the produce that we grow on our property that's not picked from the Pick Your Own Gardens, but it's also the produce is going to be in this larger section and with these double doors. And in this section with these double doors, we're going to provide an area for neighbors and others in the community who make handmade items to consign those items. And we also will have a bookshelf that has information, resources about cooking and gardening and energy conservation, anything related to living seasonably and sustainably. So this store will feature different items throughout the year based on what's seasonal, what's relevant for now.
As with the realization of any dream, however, there are obstacles to overcome. For starters, there are others who love the U-Pick concept as much as Dave hopes his friends, neighbors, and the community will.
We have done so much in the last few years working toward this goal, but like any project, there's some major gaps that need to be filled before we can really be ready for prime time. In our case, the most crucial gap is the lack of a deer fence surrounding our terrace gardens. We have historically had problems with deer on our gardens, but never like they've been this year. And we could do so much with planning out that area and making it be an abundant source of produce throughout the growing season. But when we're in competition with the deer, we lose just about everything to those deer. So the piece of developing a deer fence is an expensive piece, and we hope that we can generate some community support to help us fill the gap in that area.
Dave and his family, friends, and many others who believe in the vision for Hill Road Gardens have been working long and hard toward its realization, and they now have all but a few crucial pieces in place. To ensure that 2013 is the year of Hill Road Gardens, they are reaching out to family, friends, neighbors, and the IndieGoGo community to raise $10,000. Enough funds to install a deer fence, add the necessary infrastructure and build-out required for the 500 square foot retail space, and install a permanent sign by the road with a changeable magnetic display to highlight whatever seasonable products and activities are being featured. Please consider giving $10 or more to help the Fix family finish the initial phase of the Hill Road Gardens project so you, your family, and our community can enjoy the Pick Your Own Terrace Gardens and seasonal store next year, and have one more reason to make the drive along one of Boise's most iconic roads.